for the next few times that we meet. We're going to be talking about new beginnings. And I just kind of want to go over a little bit how we're kind of arriving with the topic tonight, and what it means to me personally, and kind of reflect on what it might mean to you. So for me, personally and professionally, it's a year of new beginnings because I'm making some changes in my business, and I'll talk with you a little bit about that after we get through our yoga. But for me, it's a year to also commit myself personally, and maybe for you to think about committing to healthy behaviors and maybe fulfilling some dreams and goals, and reaching for things that maybe you've been putting off, and taking some time to think about, maybe it's time to really not just think about reaching those goals, but actually going for those goals and living the life that you deserve. We all get wrapped up in our daily life, but but sometimes we just need to stop and pause and think about what it is that our dreams are, and what it is that we really want to accomplish with our life, and what it is that speaks to our heart. And those are the things that we need to take time to go for. And please, anybody who's watching, make a comment or ask a question, and I'll be happy to take the time to get back to you while we're in this part of this session before we get into the yoga. So new beginnings to me is, again, healthy behaviors, fulfilling dreams, reaching goals, and living the life that you deserve, that you want, that maybe you've wanted your whole life and just never really decided that it was something you were going to go for. And so if you've been a regular with me for the gift of stillness, you know that over the last few months we've been talking about self-compassion and forgiveness and courage and letting go. And all of those things can be really scary and really difficult, and not necessarily easy to do initially. We tend to get into our comfort zone, and we tend to build a little, what I called a little fence around us that has a gate. And we can open that gate and we can step out of it really anytime that we want to, but quite often it's more comfortable and more safe feeling to not step out of that gate. And many people don't ever step out of that gate, and that's okay if that's where they're happy and that's where they want to be. But a lot of times we have these dreams and we have these goals, and the only way that you can reach them is to step out of that gate, step out of that little fence, that little border that you've built around yourself, step out of that comfort zone and take a step. First few steps are going to be scary. Yeah, maybe they're going to be a little difficult, a little rocky, but you know what? You will never ever know unless you do it. You have to do it. You have to take action. You have to take those steps. So, I don't know if you're agreeing with me or if you're not agreeing with me. I don't see many comments out there, but maybe I'm scaring people. So anyway, now is the time, at least for me, to talk about what happens next. What do I want to do next? What do you want to do next? What happens next for these new beginnings in this new year? 2020. What am I going to do? What am I going to accomplish? Am I going to run back inside my little fence and shut the gate? Not me. Heck no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going back into any kind of a comfort zone. I am going to step out, if I haven't already, which personally I have, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you want to step out and you want to get out of that comfort zone. So maybe this is the year that you decide, I'm opening that gate and I am stepping out and I'm deciding to commit to follow my dreams and actually take those steps. Hey, Allison. and I'm going to make my dreams happen, and I'm going to follow my dreams, and where they lead me, what path they lead me down is where I'm going to go, because my heart will lead me down that right path, and you know it will. Your heart is not going to lead you wrong. Your heart is going to lead you in the right direction, down the right path, and the universe will always have your back. You know that. You follow your heart, the universe will have your back. So just know that. Know that you have to take steps, you have to have action, you have to let the universe know that you are open to it, and the universe will provide you. You let your heart go, you let your heart be free, step out of that gate, step out of that fence, and let the universe provide. And it will, okay? So this is the year of new beginnings. Yay, Lee, absolutely. What are you saying? Oh, living the dream this year. Absolutely, Lee. That is perfectly correct. We are going to live the dream. It's 2020. Great. Perfect. So, what I want to talk about, just a few things before we get into our yoga tonight, are essential oils and crystals that can help us along with new beginnings. And that can be just, again, it doesn't have to be like a new job, but it can be a new job. It can be a new venture, professional venture. It can be a commitment that you're making about yourself. It can be committing to, losing weight. It can be committing to a new exercise program. It can be committing to something that's very personal in your life. It doesn't have to be, this grandiose thing. It can be something small and very personal to you. But whatever it is that you're thinking about, beginning or starting, or a goal that you want to accomplish for 2020, it can be short term, it can be long term. I'm going to suggest some essential oils and some crystals, and our yoga sequence tonight is all about new beginnings and starting afresh, starting anew. All right. So, my iPad's all the way over there. So the oils that I wanted to talk to you about tonight are you can use them either as a diffuser blend or a roller blend. And they are lavender, the master oil. Again, master oil, fabulous. You can use this for almost anything that you need in your life, pretty much. Lavender will help. It's good for your skin, it's good for your hair, it's pretty much good for everything. And then orange. Now I'm substituting tangerine because I couldn't find my orange while I was up here. And I'm substituting again. I don't suggest you substitute this particular one. I couldn't find my geranium, but use geranium or rose. I'm using neroli here, or neroli. Some people say neroli. This is a real costly one, so I don't suggest you use this one. I would suggest that you use geranium. So for a diffuser, you're going to use 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of geranium, and 5 drops of your orange or tangerine. That would work equally well. Now, if you're going to make a roller, you're just going to use one of these, I think this is 15 milliliter roller bottles. You are probably going to double your drops. So you're going to use 4 drops of geranium, 4 drops of lavender, 10 drops of your orange, and then just fill the rest of the bottle with your carrier oil, whatever carrier oil you prefer. It can be olive oil, it can be avocado oil, it can be almond oil, coconut oil, whatever oil you do prefer. And then when you've got it filled, you put on your roller, and then always when you're mixing your oils, don't shake. Roll between your palms, okay? And that mixes it nicely. All right. So these are great oils for new beginnings, and it makes a beautifully fragrant blend. It's really very nice. So I also have a crystal grid for us that I set for an intention for success and new beginnings. And let me get my iPad. I thought I had my iPad over here. Now let me get my iPad so I can show you the picture. Here it is. So this is our grid for the next 2 weeks. And the center stone, the focus stone, is zincite. It's a very, very powerful stone. And it's known for high energy. And then surrounding that, I've got three. I have one raw and two polished, I think. Yeah, one raw, two polished labradorites. And then I have one chrysocolla. And then surrounding that, I have moonstone. And then I have blue kyanite, right? Yep, and clear quartz. So the intention again is for success with new beginnings. Now, I also wanted to show you that, or explain to you a little bit, when you're working with crystals, if there's a crystal that is a favorite of yours or that really speaks to you in some way, you can always use that one crystal. You don't have to use a grid. You can use one crystal and just set an intention with one crystal. You don't have to have a grid to work, with for any particular intention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just for a moment, I'm going to pull the zincite. It's one of my favorites. This one is from Poland. It's got a lot of lovely coloring in it and beautiful sheen. So what you can do when you want to work with one particular crystal or stone is make sure that you have some quiet time, some quiet space, and decide on your intention. And now an intention should be a positive thought or goal. Can be long-term, short-term. Not necessarily an affirmation. An affirmation is I am successful in life, or I am something. An intention is more of a need versus a want. Something that you're putting out to the universe that is not extremely specific, not like I need $100 by next week. But, I'm putting out to the universe that, I'm seeking abundance in my life, or something on that idea. You're not telling the universe exactly what you need. You're just putting a want out there. No, not a want, a need, a need out there to the universe. And then what you do is you sit in your quiet space with your crystal in your hands. Now, before you do the actual meditation with the crystal, you can use essential oils either in your hands or on your neck, on your temples, your third eye. You can sage the crystal if you like to do that. That actually cleanses the crystal. So this is just white sage. And this is a great way to clean any crystal. Takes any negative energy from the crystal. And then again, if you wanted to use essential oils, that's perfectly okay too. If you have a singing bowl, you can use your singing bowl. it's whatever feels right for you to work with your crystal. But in the end, what you want to do is have that crystal in the palm of your hand and then cover with your other hand. And then you would probably be sitting in easy seat. And then you would close your eyes and breathe. And you could even do some pranayama if that felt right for you. And then you would repeat your intention 3 times. And just put it out. Send it out to the universe 3 times. And you may feel some energy flowing from that crystal. Sometimes it's extremely noticeable. It can be like a snap, crackle, pop. And sometimes it's just very soft vibration. And sometimes you may not feel anything at all, and that's perfectly all right. So you just would concentrate on your intention, clear your mind of anything but your intention, and repeat it 3 times. And then there you have it. What you do with your crystal, once you have set the intention with it, is that you place it somewhere where you will see it fairly often, maybe once or twice a day, so that when you do see it, you will remember your intention and speak it again to yourself. So you pass maybe your bedroom or someplace, I don't know, your living room, someplace where you will see it maybe once or twice a day, and every time you see it, you see it and say your intention to yourself, that sort of thing. You don't want to put it like in your kid's room or someplace where it's just never going to be seen again. You want to put it someplace where you will definitely see it. In this instance, I'm going to put it back inside the center of the grid. All right. Well, I hope that was a little helpful for you. Hey, Lee. Oh, you got to go. All right. Have a good class. See you. So now we're going to get into our New Beginnings Yin part of our class tonight. And we're going to start in a reclined bound angle. So if you have a bolster or a pillow, we'll begin with that. I moved my mat around, and I'm not quite sure if I like it this way or not, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Somehow I think I'm going to end up sideways anyway. So if you have pillows, you can use your pillows. Your feet will be together. The soles of your feet are going to be together. If you need support for your knees, you could use your pillows if you don't have a bolster. Or you could use blocks if you have blocks. I'm a big fan of blocks. Or you may not need any support for your knees. If you're using pillows for your reclined position, you're probably going to need 2 of them. And the first one just lines up with the back of your sacrum. So again, your soles of your feet are together, and then you just slowly bring yourself down. Your head should be on the pillow. Now, the closer your feet come in towards your groin, the more of a tension feeling you're going to have here on the inner thighs, which is where you want to feel it. I'm going to sit up. You stay in that position. For anybody who is new to Yin, Yin is all about working the deep tissues of the body. So we're talking about the tendons, the ligaments, the bones even, and the fascia. So we're concentrating on deeper tissues as opposed to most of the vinyasa yoga that everybody is used to at a typical yoga studio, where you're working on muscles, where you're working faster and moving in and out of poses a lot quicker. That pretty much concentrates on muscle tissue. Yin is deep tissue, so that means you have to hold a pose a little bit deeper and longer. We are in our poses anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and you basically have to find your place in the pose where you feel the pose, feel the tension, feel that, what some people call a stretch, and yet are comfortable enough to hold it for those 3 to 5 minutes. You don't want any pain, you don't want any zinging or electrical feeling or anything like that. Now slowly use your hands to bring your legs back together and then straighten your legs. And then just rest for a moment with your arms out by your side, sort of like a faux shavasana. You're still on your block or your pillows. It's not really a true shavasana. There's a slight back bend here. Okay, now from here we're going to move into bridge. So I'm going to come up a little bit, and I'm actually not going to use the pillows for bridge. If you're using pillows, you may want to stack 2 pillows because 1 pillow for bridge, in my opinion, is not sufficient. You can also use a bolster for bridge. If you're using a bolster for bridge, you're going to want most likely to put the bolster horizontal. And you can also use a block. I highly recommend blocks. I always recommend blocks. Cheap. They're so cheap. You can buy them on Amazon cheap. You can buy them at TJ Maxx, Kohl's, places like that. So, basically what you're going to do is you're going to be on your back again. Bend your legs. I'm going to move this for now. Lift your booty and place the block underneath your sacrum. Now your sacrum is that big bone down at the bottom of your spine that's all fused together. Your hands are down by your side. Your feet are flat. Try to bring your feet as close to that block as you can. Or if you're using a bolster, the same thing. Lift your booty, shove that bolster underneath there. Rest your sacrum down on the bolster. And bring your feet towards the bolster. I'm going to move sideways so you can see this also from a side view. There we go. Okay? Chin is to the chest. right, take your right leg and stretch it long. And then your left leg, stretch it long. You should immediately feel a stretch right over your pelvic bones. This is your psoas muscle area. This is your fight or flight muscle. This is where you either decide to curl up into a ball or run like hell. These two muscles right here. Runners, if you're a runner, you typically have short psoas muscles. As you've probably determined by now, Yin Yoga is relatively meditative. The poses are held long, gives you time to think. Some people have trouble adapting to that. What you can do, because we're talking about new beginnings today, is maybe think about some new beginnings for yourself. Maybe some things that you'd like to set as goals, things that maybe you've been procrastinating on. Nothing to judge yourself about, but just things that maybe you'd like to accomplish. All right, bring the right leg up. Keep the knee bent. Left leg, keep the knee bent. Now, take a nice deep breath and lift that booty. Pull out the block. Drop your hips down. Exhale. Legs stretch out and take a little shavasana. Good, now roll over onto your side and then bring yourself up to easy seat. And then just rest for a moment. Take a nice deep breath and sigh it out. One more time, deep breath. And sigh it out. So let's just put our legs, if we can, in fire log, and if not, so fire log is basically to have like I have here my left leg on top of the right, sort of stacked like fire logs. If you're not able to do that, that's perfectly okay. You can sit like that. You can also have one leg out if this is not possible. You can have one leg out, but you basically want to have one leg above the other. You don't want to have you want to be able to switch, in other words. So after we do it one way, we're going to do the other way so that the right leg is then on top. Okay, so you don't want to be like crisscross. Okay, so I'm going to go back and have my left leg on top, like fire log. And have a nice straight spine. Take a nice deep breath. And again, if you can't do that, you can just drop that foot to the floor. Or you can sit in deer position, if that's okay. But we are going to fold forward here. So you need to find your place, your edge where you're comfortable folding forward. Nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Now the thing, I should have told you this before, you can have a pillow if that's more comfortable for you. You can have your head on a block if that's what you want to do. Yin is about modification for your body's skeleton. And every skeleton, every body, every person is different. So you modify. You use blocks to find the place in the position that works best for you so that you are still getting something out of the pose, but you are not in pain, but that allows you to hold a pose, again, for 3 to 5 minutes. This is not restorative yoga. You don't want to be all comfy cozy. You want to feel the work. You want to feel the tension in those tissues. But you want to also be able to hold a pose for 3 to 5 minutes. And if that means you need to use a pillow or a bolster to help you hold the pose, then you use it. Okay, slowly bring yourself up. And now we'll switch legs. So the right leg goes on top of the left. And again, remember, if you're unable to have that full position, you can drop it down. You can do 4 on 4, however it works for you. Or deer, I think. Yeah, you call it deer in yin. It's called deer in yin. Everything is animal-based in yin. All right, so we're going to take a nice deep breath and fold forward. And again, pillow if you want it, block if you want it. Whatever's going to keep you in that pose for about 3 minutes. Slowly bring yourself up. Straighten your legs and shake them out. And then tap them up and down the inner and outer thighs. All right, so we're going to move into Sphinx. So you're going to roll onto your belly. So again, you can have a pillow or a block if you want it for your head. Excuse me. Now Sphinx in Yin is very non-dynamic compared to Yang Yoga. So basically you're going to have your elbows the same position, directly underneath your shoulders, palms are flat on the mat. And rather than the dynamic pose in Yang where you're lifting and really working your abdomen in Yin, you're dropping, you're letting that belly be flat on the floor, you're relaxing your glutes, and you're letting your shoulder blades come almost together as much as you can. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the head. So what is supporting your body is this bone. It's like a fence post. Everything else is relaxing. So your muscles between your shoulder blades is where all the action is. You may feel it in your neck. People ask quite often, where should I feel this? And again, since everybody's body is different, some people will feel poses in different places. There's general areas where the intention is to feel the tension in the pose or the stretch of the pose. But sometimes people will feel things in different areas. Remember, relax the glutes. Relax your jaw. From here, we're going to move into child's pose. So you're going to push yourself up onto your knees. Mat width apart. Again, you can use a pillow or a bolster if you like. Come forward. If you're using a pillow or bolster, you can have your cheek to the right or the left. So you've got your toes touching, you're sitting on your heels. It's a great spinal stretch. Opposite from the back bend we just did a moment ago in Sphinx. If you had your head turned to one direction, change directions at this time. Slowly lift yourself up. Keep your legs in the same position that they're in. Move your bolster or pillow if you're using one. We're going to do child's pose, thread the needles, so your legs remain in the same position. And you're still sort of leaning forward a little bit. And what we're going to do is lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, thread it underneath the left arm, bring the shoulder down to the mat. Your palm is up on that right arm. Head comes down, and then the left arm goes up towards the top of the mat. Okay, so get that clock going. Bring your left hand in towards your right. Push yourself up. Bring that right arm back up to the ceiling and drop it down. Left arm up towards the ceiling and thread that underneath the right. Drop the left shoulder down on the mat. Palm up on that left arm. And then bring that right arm straight up towards the top of the mat. right hand down towards the left. Then bring yourself up. Left hand goes back towards the ceiling, and then comes back down. And now what we're going to do is just bring ourselves back down onto our belly and rest for a moment. Arms can be down by your side, or they can be underneath your head, whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe you want to shake out your sacrum a little bit, your glutes, and just rest. Then we'll roll on over to our backs. Keep your knees bent. Right ankle on the left knee. We're going to do thread the needle here also. So we're going to bring the right hand behind the right thigh, left hand also going between the thighs. Oh, excuse me, behind the left thigh. Lift that left foot off the floor, and then pull that left thigh towards your chest. right, drop that left foot onto the floor. Bring the right foot onto the floor. Now we're going to switch. So the left ankle goes on top of the right knee, and then we're going to thread. Bring the right foot up off the floor and pull that left thigh towards the chest. Excuse me, the right thigh. Jeez, I got my rights and left confused on this one. Bring that right thigh towards the chest. So your intention here is to feel that tension on the opposite glute. So I'm pulling the right thigh towards my chest. The intention is to feel the stretch, the tension in the left glute, maybe the left inner thigh. You may feel it in the outer thigh. Okay, drop that right foot onto your mat, then bring your left down onto your mat. Straighten both legs. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms up, and find your Shavasana. For just a moment in your Shavasana, I'd like you to think about new beginnings. Think about your dreams and your goals. Think about things that maybe you've put off, that you really would like to get accomplished. Think about something that really excites you, or that really just tugs at your heart. And set an intention for that new beginning, whatever it may be, short term, long term. And repeat that intention and let the universe take care of it. Repeat it 3 times and send it out to the universe. Know that you are worthy and deserving, and that the universe will provide. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. Take another and let it out. One more. Let it go. Begin to bring your awareness back to the space that you're in. Slowly move your head from side to side. And bring some motion into your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a stretch. And then roll yourself onto one side, resting comfortably in fetal position. And then with a nice deep breath, bring yourself up to seated position, keeping your eyes softly closed, with your palms on your knees. Consider how your body feels right now. Do you feel rested? Do you feel tired? Do you feel comforted? Feel your breath. Notice your chest rising up and down as you softly breathe. And think for a moment about the intention that you just set for a new beginning. And know that you have that ability within you. It may take work, but you have that ability. I thank you so much for being with me tonight, this new beginning of the year. Bring your hands to your heart. As always, I wish you peace and I wish you joy. Namaste. I think I have 1 minute. Well, I just want to make a real quick announcement for anybody who's still with me. Next month, I'm going to be launching something that's very exciting for me and something that I've been dreaming. It's a new beginning and a dream for me. I'm going to be launching a women's coaching, life coaching business, a branch of my business. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a number of years, and it folds so easily into what I'm already doing. It involves working with women who have been who are going through change and trying to follow dreams or have lost their way in their dreams. And it's something that I know a lot about because I've been there and I've done that, and I had to find my own path again after losing it and losing myself. And it's a passion of mine, and I'm so excited about it, and I'm so excited to have gotten a life coach certification and to be able to work with women who are also trying to find their dreams, rediscover what it is that their heart is telling them. And I cannot wait to share more about it with you. Keep an eye out for more information in my emails, and if you follow me at all on Instagram or Twitter or on my Facebook pages, of course, there'll be information, and on my website. I'm just really excited, and I hope that some of you may be interested in working with me to deal with any of your new beginnings as well. So, namaste, my friends. I'm very excited about this new passion and this new branch of my business, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. So everybody have a good night, and I thank you for being here with me. Who else is here? Lori, Michelle, Amanda, Barbara, and Marlene. Oh, thank you all for being here. Love you guys. Namaste. Bye.